we understand that, happiness is temporary. Whatever we get without our quota will come and will also go. So these lessons come through the Bhagavatam, where Bhagavad Gita gives us the philosophy in a capsule. The Bhagavatam elaborates it. Because facts sell, but stories tell. The facts tell, but stories sell. Because stories stick with us. And we remember them. The Bhagavatam also talks about the glories of Lord Krishna, right from his birth to all the different pastimes of how the different, leelas, where he killed the demons, where he had his pastimes with the gopis, how he went to Mathura, and how he eventually left. It also talks about Kalki avatar, which is going to come at the end of Kali Yuga. The Bhagavatam describes in absolute detail what is going to happen in this world at this time of Kali Yuga. And that is in the 12th canto. The Srimad Bhagavatam gives explanation about cosmology. What is the distance between the sun and the earth? How is time calculated? How does the baby grow in the womb of the mother? And all of this happened way before modern technology discovered it. This is our scriptures. The Bhagavatam was written 5,000 years ago, just written. Because before that, the scriptures were carried on forward through Shruti. The teacher would say and the student would hear and then pass it on. That is how advanced intelligence would be. But in today's day and age, how is the intelligence? It's manda. It's not very powerful. So this is the Srimad Bhagavatam. And of course, as limited as I am, there is so much more that can be said about the glories of this scripture, because it is the form of Krishna himself. When we take the Srimad Bhagavatam into our homes, the Puranas say that the Devatas come to that house and offer worship, because the form of Krishna has entered the house. It is the literary incarnation of Krishna. Krishna has come in the form of the Grantha. And in today's day and age, it becomes so much more relevant to tap into spiritual knowledge, to take light in our life. Anybody here heard of stress? Anybody stressed out? Did you have a good week at work? Stress? Anybody? That's it? Great. Good job, guys. Please tell us your secret. So I think, we're all so stressed. There are so many different pressures of life. Let's not use the word stress, but there's so many pressures. We have to perform in so many realms. And we do our best running from here to there. But not everything is in our control. Actually, hardly anything is in our control. And when life doesn't make sense, when our efforts go in vain, we need spiritual light to show us the way. Because all said and done, at the end, it's our spiritual knowledge that gives us light and gives us hope in life. And that's why sharing Srimad Bhagavatam, reading it ourselves and giving it to others is of so much importance. And that's why we have this global campaign. It's called the Bhadra Purnima campaign, which is today marks the end of the campaign. We've been doing it for several months. And the goal of this campaign is to preserve the rich Vedic tradition through knowledge. How do we do this? By reading it and by sharing it with many people as we can. Because if we don't share, we don't grow. Because when you bring it to somebody else, you are inspired to grow further. And when you share, it gets passed on to future generations. So that is the reason why we spend so much time and effort sharing the Srimad Bhagavatam. There are many ways in which people share the Srimad Bhagavatam, and we'll talk about that in some time. But I wanted to share a quick song to just lighten up the mood for everybody. Are we connected? Okay, good. That's all right. Leave it.
Can't you hear the calling, that oceanic force? The battle cries abounding, the golden lions roar. 'Cause I can't deny it anymore. It's bursting through my core, I wanna knock on every door. Jai Nitai, Jai I can't be satisfied.
The Bhagavatam wants us to increase our eagerness to hear. Govinda, stop it. Let it load. Yeah. Okay, we're going to wait for it to stream. But before you head out, which I don't want you to right now because we have some other stuff planned, but I understand that people have commitments. We have some devotees standing there, so please take time to see the Bhagavatam, touch the Bhagavatam. Anything that you do with the Bhagavatam is all auspicious. So learn about how you can be a part of it, how you can take the Bhagavatam home, how you can support the global campaign. When it's done, you let me know. I'll come back to you. You'll see that white light move to the end, white line. Okay, well that was a short clip, shorter than I thought it would be. But that's okay, life happens and technology happens. At least thankfully we're endeavoring this for spiritual life. So there's no loss in this path. But yes, the Srimad Bhagavatam, we have Srimad Bhagavatam available in many different languages. So there are people who like to read in English, Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati, Tamil, Telugu, Spanish, Russian, French. So many different languages are available. You can send a Srimad Bhagavatam set to anybody, anywhere in the world, and we can help do that. A very important project that we have taken on is the Gram Vidyadan project. So many villages in India are being washed away by ideologies by other ideologies who incentivize them with free food, free facilities, and take them over, brainwash them. But we're trying to revamp, sorry. Sorry, technical issues, you can sort it out. We're trying to preserve it by bringing it back to light. So by the Gram Vidyadan project, you can actually save, thank you. You can save the Vedic culture, preserve the Vedic culture, and carry it forward. You know, one of the great things is that we can never repay the debt of those who have given us the knowledge. You know, all of you are sitting here on a Friday evening in a temple. There's many more outside who are doing other things that may be objectionable. They're living their life in their means. But we have the debt of our forefathers, of our ancestors, of the rishis, of the sages, of the gurus, that we're sitting here because we have some small inkling of spiritual knowledge. We can never repay them. But the only thing we can do is we can pay it forward. So we can pass on the favor to somebody else. We can bring it forward, give that knowledge to somebody else. And that's all that this thing is about. You know, take it yourself and then share it forward. Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, and whose DT is right there, he brought the Srimad Bhagavatam with him in a cargo ship. And when he was asked that, congratulations, Swamiji, you're going to America, you always wanted to go, he said, no, I'm not going. It's the Bhagavatam that's going. It was his life's desire that the Srimad Bhagavatam be spread everywhere and be brought to every respectable person in this world. Not because it is something that he needed, it's because he knew how much of a suffering there is in the heart of everyone at the end of the day. In this material world with limited resources, where everybody is fighting for the same position of number one, the relationships are stressed out, people don't have enough to meet their means, but the only thing that satisfies the heart is spiritual life, spiritual knowledge. It's like a little lamp that lights. There's a hole in our heart, and that hole's only filled with spiritual knowledge. And Srila Prabhupada knew this. And that's why he wanted the Srimad Bhagavatam to come to everybody, every respectable person, because respectable people don't need to suffer. They deserve to know this knowledge. And therefore, it's our duty to bring it to ourselves and to take it forward for everybody else. And that is what his goal was. And that's what we're trying to do, to bring Srimad Bhagavatam everywhere. You want to try again? All right, we're going to try one more time.
Can't you hear the calling, that oceanic force? The battle bursting through my core. I wanna knock on every door. Jai Nitai, Jai Gaur. I can't be satisfied. I feel it deep inside. The lion-hearted battle cry. Just touch the pavement. The people deserve it. It's time to cover the world. Can't you hear the calling? That oceanic force. The battle cries are pounding. The golden lions roar. 'Cause I can't deny it anymore. It's bursting through my core. I wanna knock on every door. Jai Nitai, Jai Gaur. Jai Nitai, Jai
Bhadra Purnima ki jai. So you could see a glimpse of how devotees around the world are sharing this knowledge. And today is the blessed day of Bhadra Purnima. We're going to move on and recite some of the very important shlokas of the Bhagavatam now. It's going to take maybe 10 minutes or something to recite. These are the very... the Bhagavatam wants to come to somebody. Would you like to take that? So the verses from the first canto, second chapter of the Bhagavatam, the title is Divinity and Divine Service. And it summarizes the progression of somebody on their path of their bhakti. So I invite everybody, no matter if you've seen it before, read it before, if you would like to put it on your phone, you can go to Vedabase and open Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2. We're going to try to recite the Sanskrit verses together. Okay? And by doing so, we will invite great auspiciousness into our lives by getting in touch with the spiritual vibration. You know, if you've ever had you touch an electric plug and you get shocked. Yeah, just the shloka. Is that okay? Should we do it? No, I don't want the Devanagari. We want the Roman. Verse text. Thank you. That's it. Prabhu? Mama. So Mahabhagavat Prabhu is going to lead us in this recitation.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We're going to chant together, slow and steady, no need to rush. Vyasa uvacha iti samprishta samhrishto vipranam rau maharshinihi pratipujya vachaste sham pravaktum upachakrame suta uvacha yam pravrajantam anupetam apetya kritam द्वैपायनो विरह कातर आजुहाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतयातरवोऽभिनेदुस्तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिमानतोऽस्मि। यः स्वानुभावम् अखिलश्रुतिसारमेकम् आध्यात्मदीपम् अतितितिर्षतां तमोन्धं संसारिणां करुणयाः पुराणगुह्यं तं व्याससूनुम् उपयामि गुरुं मुनीनां। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। मुनयः साधुपृष्टोऽहं भवद्भिर्लोकमङ्गलम् यत्कृतः कृष्णसम्प्रश्नो येनात्मा सुप्रसीदति। स वै पुंसां परो धर्मो यतो भक्तिरधोक्षजे अहैतुक्यप्रतिहता ययात्मा सुप्रसीदति। वासुदेवे भगवति भक्तियोगप्रयोजितः जनयत्याशु वैराग्यं ज्ञानं च यदहैतुकम्। धर्मस्वनुष्ठितः पुंसां विश्वक्सेन कथासु यः नोत्पादयेद्यदिरतिं श्रम एव हि केवलम्। धर्मस्य ह्यापवर्गस्य नार्थोऽर्थायोपकल्पते नार्थस्य धर्मस्यैकान्तस्य कामो लाभाय हि स्मृतः। कामस्य नेन्द्रियप्रीतिर्लाभो जीवेत यावता जीवस्य तत्त्वजिज्ञासा नार्थो यश्चेह कर्मभिः। वदन्ति तत्तत्त्वविदस्तत्त्वं यज्ञानमद्वयं ब्रह्मेति परमात्मेति भगवानिति शब्दते। तच्छ्रद्धाना मुनयो ज्ञानवैराग्ययुक्तया पश्यन्त्यात्मनि चात्मानं भक्त्या श्रुतगृहीतया। अतः पुंभिर्द्विजश्रेष्ठा वर्णाश्रमविभागशः स्वनुष्ठितस्य धर्मस्य संसिद्धिर्हरितोषणम्। तस्मादेकेन मनसा भगवान् सात्वतां पतिः श्रोतव्यः कीर्तितव्यश्च ध्येयः पूज्यश्च नित्यदा। यद् अनुध्यासिना युक्ताः कर्मघ्नन्तिनिबन्धनं छिन्दन्ति कोविदास्तस्य को न कुर्यात् कथारतिम्। शुश्रूषो श्रद्धधानस्य वासुदेव कथारुचिः स्यान्महत्सेवया विप्राः पुण्यतीर्थनिषेवणात्। शृण्वतां स्वकथाः कृष्णः पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः हृद्यन्तस्थो ह्यभद्राणि विधुनोति सुहृत्सतां। नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। तदा रजस्तमो भावाः कामलोभादयश्च ये चेत एतैरनाविद्धं स्थितं सत्त्वे प्रसीदति। एवं प्रसन्नमनसो भगवद्भक्तियोगतः भगवत्तत्त्वविज्ञानं मुक्तसङ्गस्य जायते। भिद्यन्ते हृदयग्रन्थिश्छिद्यन्ते सर्वसंशयाः क्षीयन्ते चास्य कर्माणि दृष्ट एवात्मनीश्वरे। अतो वै कवयो नित्यं भक्तिं परमया मुदा वासुदेवे भगवति कुर्वन्त्यात्मप्रसादनीं। सत्त्वं रजस्तम इति प्रकृतेर्गुणास्तैर्युक्तः परः पुरुष एक इहास्य धत्ते। स्थित्यादये हरिविरिञ्चि हरेति संज्ञाः श्रेयांसि तत्र खलु सत्त्वतनो नृणां स्युः पार्थिवात् दारुणो धूमस्तस्मादग्नित्रयीमयः तमसस्तु रजस्तस्मात् सत्त्वं यद्ब्रह्मदर्शनं भेजिरे मुनयोऽथाग्रे भगवन्तम् अधोक्षजं सत्त्वं विशुद्धं क्षेमाय कल्पन्ते यनुतानिह मुमुक्षवो घोररूपान् हित्वा भूतपतीनथ नारायणः कलाशान्ता भजन्त्यनुसूयवः रजस्तमः प्रकृतयः समशीला भजन्ति वै पितृभूतप्रजेशादीन् श्रियैश्वर्यप्रजेप्सवः वासुदेव परा वेदा वासुदेव परामखाः वासुदेव परा योगा वासुदेव परा क्रियाः वासुदेवः परं ज्ञानं वासुदेवः परं तपः वासुदेवो परो धर्मो वासुदेवः परा गतिः स एवेदं ससर्जाग्रे भगवानात्ममायया सदसद्रूपाय रूपया चासौ गुणमाया गुणो विभुः तया विलसित्येषु गुणेषु गुणवानिह इव अन्तः प्रविष्ट आभाति विज्ञानेन विजृम्भितः यथा ह्यैव हितो वनिर्दारुष्वेकः स्वयोनिषु नानेव भाति विश्वात्मा भूतेषु तत्तथा पुमान् असौ गुणमयैर्भावैर्भूतसूक्ष्मेन्द्रियात्मभिः स्वनिर्मितेषु निर्विष्टो भुङ्क्ते भूतेषु तद्गुणान् भावयत्येष सत्त्वेन लोकान् वै लोकभावनः लीलावतारानुरतो देवतिर्यन्नरादिषु हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे.
Dhanyavad Mahabhagat Prabhu and to everybody for participating in this very special chapter. Let's hear.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. So, one of our acharyas, our gurus, and a great stalwart in the Sankirtan movement, His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu says that Srila Prabhupada are very often quoted from this chapter, and this chapter has the essential teachings of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So when we recited these verses, it actually gave us in Sanskrit, but it put us in touch with the essence of the Srimad Bhagavatam. And anybody who recites it, memorizes it, and imbibes it will feel spiritually enlivened and very powerful to share the Srimad Bhagavatam, very empowered to share the Srimad Bhagavatam. So today is the day of Bhadra Purnima. It comes once a year. It is the day where there is this benediction that anybody who gives a Srimad Bhagavatam set to oneself or to others is guaranteed the supreme transcendental destination, an irrevocable ticket that doesn't have a deadline, like I said, to cash it out. So it's a great opportunity for you to take the Srimad Bhagavatam yourself and to share it with other people. At this time, I'm just going to call Mother Meenakshi for an announcement or for sharing how is it that we can share the Srimad Bhagavatam with everybody else.
Thank you, Mataji. Bhadra Purnima ki, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So I'm not sure how many of you have the Srimad Bhagavatam, the 18 volumes. Jai. Some of you don't, right? So I'm going to tell you a little story. We've been promoting the Bhadra campaign for quite a number of years now. And, some people think, maybe I shouldn't have it, or I don't have room, or I'm not going to read it. But even if you don't read it, even if you just bring it in your home and have it installed on a bookshelf or on the altar, it brings great fortune. In fact, I'll tell you a story. There was one couple who was really down on their luck. They were struggling, didn't know what to do. And so a few years back, they were downsizing. They were going to move into an apartment. So I said, why don't you take the Srimad Bhagavatam? And you promised me one thing. When you take it, when you go to your apartment, when you enter the home, the first thing you do is bring the Srimad Bhagavatam in first, i.e. before you even enter, Krishna in the form of Bhagavatam enters. And so they did that, and she told me a couple of months later, I followed up with her, that she was ecstatic. They were in the roofing business, and as I said, they were down on their luck. She told me that they have so much business is actually going through the roof, that they can't keep up. And she attributed it to taking home the Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is the power of the Bhagavatam. So one option is that you can take the Bhagavatam home for yourself. It'll change your life spiritually and materially. If you already have the Bhagavatam, then gift it to someone else, right? Just like when you go to a store and you see a huge sale, you want to share that with your best friend. So you can share it in that manner as well. The third way you can do it is we do something called Shastradan, which is the gift of knowledge, where we actually place Bhagavad Gitas and Srimad Bhagavatams in many institutions across the country, from hospitals to prisons, all over the place, long-term care facilities, police stations, etc. And they gain the benefit of being able to read these books. So you can sponsor for placement in these institutions. And finally, something that we've been doing a very big push this year is Gram Vidyadan, which is if you sponsor, so you don't have to go all the way to India, we're going to do this for you, where you sponsor it and we place these sets in villages in India. Now, many of you have come from India, right? Right? And you know the situation there. Some of the small villages, they can't afford it, but we want to retain that Vedic culture there. We don't want to lose it. And we are fortunate here that we're in Canada. So we have the luxuries, the conveniences, even the material Lakshmi and things like that. So our duty, of course, then is to share that with those who might not have those resources. So we humbly ask you that that's a very simple way for you to do it. And when you do it on this day, being Bhadra Purnima, as Shama Mohini Mataji said, you are guaranteed to go back your journey back to Godhead. So our humble plea on behalf of Srila Prabhupada is to please participate in this campaign. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Bhadra Purnima ki jai. So I'm going to make a last final announcement, and then then we have more for the program. I don't need the screen. So like Mother Meenakshi said, and I've said so many times now, it's Bhadra Purnima. So if you just want to take one thing away from this assembly that we're here at today, just remember that today is Bhadra Purnima and the Srimad Bhagavatam can take us to the transcendental destination. Let that seed be planted in our hearts and in our consciousness. So please, we're a part of this global campaign. The goal for a global campaign is to distribute at least 55,000 sets all over the world from Gaur Purnima, so in March, up until today, this day. So today is the final day of the campaign for this year. And Toronto had set a goal of distributing at least 299 sets. And it's a huge goal, considering that most of us who do the surveys have other responsibilities full-time. People usually find it hard to read and accept spiritual literature. But inside everybody's heart, there is that super soul. There is that spiritual desire, and there is that desire to have a better and a happy life. And that's what inspires people to do an act of charity, to accept the Srimad Bhagavatam in your life, and to imbibe it, to transform your life and transform everybody else's life. So as of today, right now, so our goal was 299, and I'm just going to check where we are at right now. Okay, so as of right now, we still have 9 sets to go. So from 299, 7. Thank you, okay. I better hurry up, otherwise I'm going to lose the count. So as of right now, from the 299 sets, we still have 7 more sets to go. So you could be a part of this global campaign. you could contribute to Team Toronto. And if you've been coming to the Sunday Feast, you know that we were very, very far behind a couple of weeks ago. And because of the support of everybody, we're here today where we're only 7 sets away. 7 sets of Srimad Bhagavatam away from our goal of 299. And it's not so much about a number goal, but it's about the act of an individual to say that, yes, I declare my allegiance to spiritual life. I declare my allegiance to spending my hard-earned money to get spiritual knowledge for myself when there's so many other temptations in our life. And it's my strength to say no to other things, but give to somebody who could really benefit with the spiritual knowledge. Vidya Danam, Param Danam. So not only do you get this supreme transcendental destination, you get this happiness of inspiring your own spiritual life and that of others. So today is the day, dear devotees. Please come forward, be generous with your hearts, and open your hearts to the Srimad Bhagavatam. Take the Bhagavatam home. You will feel the transformation in your life. And give it to somebody else so that you can get more blessings to imbibe the Srimad Bhagavatam in your own life. Srila Prabhupada used to say, everybody just needs 2 things in life. Someone to love and something to do. And the Srimad Bhagavatam gives us everything. It tells us that who we should love and how we should love that person, the Supreme Lord Krishna, and how and what we can do by dedicating our life, living our life wherever we are, by imbibing the values of the Srimad Bhagavatam and sharing it with the others, making the world a better place, one person at a time. So today is the day. The Srimad Bhagavatam is available for you in many languages for $349. We have monthly installment plans available for anybody who would like to get on one. And if you would like to sponsor a set for Gram Vidya Dan, it's only $251. And again, we have an installment plan and you would get a tax receipt for your kind donation. We do have prasadam downstairs available for everybody, but we do want you to please take, what happened? Okay, I thought some more sets. And we do have, all the volunteers are available here if you have any questions about the Srimad Bhagavatam, if you'd like to know how you can help, please come forward and be a part of this initiative to transform the world and re-spiritualize it. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Bhadra Purnima ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. We're also going to have the 8 o'clock Aarti. So if you do step down to get prasadam, please make sure you come back, okay? Oh, thank you so much. So we have some Maha sets blessed by the lotus, kept on the altar of Shri Shri Radha Kirchur Gopinath, our lordships. And they will be available as well. So if you would like to take a Maha set that has been extra blessed, you can do so today. We have limited editions available of that. So please come forward and take that opportunity. Any questions, comments, any other things that anybody would like to mention? Any questions, anybody? We'll be here. Yes, Prabhu.
More about what happens with the Bhagavatam set once it goes into the village?
Yes. So when the Bhagavatam set goes into the village, we don't just send a Bhagavatam set, we send the Bhagavatam set and there's usually somebody assigned to go to the village and help the people in the village read the Bhagavatam set. They have regular classes. I actually have a video, but we put the thing away. It's in Telugu. But it's I don't know if we should show it, but yeah. So basically we send the Bhagavatam set to the villages, and we also facilitate sending somebody who will help the villagers and read the Bhagavatam, have regular classes. So that's what happens. It's on my WhatsApp, so it'll take some time. Yeah. It's a raw footage from somebody who received a Bhagavatam set in a village. We also, there's a new program, thank you Mahavagata Prabhu, your question allowed me to think about this. There's a new program called Vidyartha program. So for those of us who went to school in India, you can sponsor a set to go to your school. And there's a dedicated team that's designated to go and place a set in your school. So you can actually give back to your school by giving them this encyclopedia of spiritual knowledge. Venkatesh, can you help with the serving prasadam? I just need plates downstairs. Please make sure you grab some prasadam because we did cook with lots of love for everybody. And please make sure you stop by the book table and talk to somebody before you head out. Any other questions where we can? Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Yes, I have to. Prabhu, I don't speak Tamil. Okay, when I will get the book? We have it today. Let me just check. I think it is. It's home delivery. I'm not worrying. Acha, acha, okay. Date that it got been because I need. You made EMT? I EMI Okay, Prabhu. I will ask. So that I'm mentally prepared. One second, Prabhu. Radhavan Prabhu, Prabhuji has a question about EMI. Like he signed up for a set. That, can you please speak? Thank you. Thank you. He will help you because he manages the bill. Prashant, thank you. Sorry, mother. We just have one machine. Prabhu, you can pay by debit, credit, however you like.
Like I have a card on my phone.
I think that's okay. I'm not sure. Mataji, she can do. Thank you.
దాని తర్వాత వసంత పంచమి స్టార్ట్ చేసాం దినపతిలో కూడా. అజామ్యుడు అనే ఒక బ్రాహ్మణుడు వాళ్ళ నాయన ఏదో గడ్డిగో పూలకు పొమ్మని పోతే ఒక వేష ఆమె ఇదే ఆమెను తీసుకొని ఇంట్లో పెట్టుకొని ఆయన సొంత భార్యను వదిలేసినప్పుడు ఏమైందంటే ఆ వేషకు 10 మంది బిడ్డలు కొడుకులు అయితే లాస్ట్ వన్ పేరు నారాయణ అని పెట్టి ఆ నారాయణ లోపల లాస్ట్కు ఆయన హిమగొడ్లు వచ్చి ఈయన దుర్మార్గుడు ఉన్నాడు వేష్యతో చేసి ఆస్తినంతా దారదత్త చేసిందని చెప్పి ఇది చేస్తే ఆ నారాయణ అనే పేరు పెట్టడం వల్ల నారాయణ పేరు పెట్టడం వల్ల ఏమైందంటే ఈ యమదూతలు వచ్చి తీసుకోవడానికి ప్రయత్నం చేస్తే అప్పుడు విష్ణుదూతలు వచ్చి లేదు వీళ్ళు మా మనిషి నేను నారాయణ నేను రక్షిస్తాను ఆయనకు రక్షించి విష్ణులోకి తీసుకోండి వైకుంఠం తీసుకోండి. అయితే వీళ్ళు పోయి యముడి మీద దాడి చేశారు. నేను నాకు పంపిస్తున్నందుకు ఆయన రానియకూడదు అంటే యముడు చెప్పాడు ఆయన ఫస్ట్ విష్ణు భక్తుడు కాబట్టి ఆయన విష్ణులోకంతో పోవాలి.
Shoot. Hello. Seriously?